So now this is the what, third clip or fourth clip of Fox News where they're basically admitting Trump is kind of screwed. Trump is really, really in trouble here. So this one is interesting because you see them sort of struggling with the information, but they do kind of accurately describe what's happening. So let's watch.
This new indictment in the classified documents case, tell me what is new about this that makes it stand out from not just all the other indictments, but particularly the indictment when it comes to classified documents.
Well, this new superseding indictment essentially brings forth different evidence, more evidence about specific allegations that Jack Smith has that President Trump allegedly directed individuals that worked for him to destroy information that was being sought by a subpoena. So that is very specific in terms of the actual allegations of destroying this information, not just retaining things and saying that he specifically had a claim of ownership over them.
So just to put this in perspective for you, it appears like at least one person involved in this process has flipped on Trump. I think it's the person who was involved in the security footage. The person who was in charge of the security footage has flipped on Trump. And then, of course, there was the person who Trump asked, hey, can you get rid of the security footage because it kind of shows us committing federal crimes? At least one of these people has flipped. Maybe both of them have flipped. The person in charge of the cameras and the person who was asked, hey, can you on the video. So this is a step above and beyond, as they're saying accurately on Fox News. This is a step above and beyond just, hey, I have this stuff. They asked for it back. I didn't give it to them. Now you're in the process of actively destroying evidence that shows your wrongdoing. Oh, man. Even Fox News, even Fox News is like, it doesn't look too good for the big guy.
The facts of that are actually quite damning to a defendant, generally speaking. I think there's still other legal issues here in terms of the status of the president, but that is the general nature of that. And it involves another individual as well.
Yeah, Carlos de Oliveira, who was the property manager at Mar-a-Lago, Paul. And the allegation is that President Trump instructed de Oliveira to go delete surveillance video, delete the server of anything that took place on that property.
Right. So in a case like this, you say to yourself, why did you bother to supersede? What was added here? The most salient thing is obviously Mr. de Oliveira. And the real reason to put him into the case is for a flip. All right. He's got very close to Mr. Trump, apparently. He knew the inner workings of the place. So you're going to gain a potential witness who's going to be pretty convincing to a jury. The other thing here, and it's a subtlety, but there's electronic evidence involved here, right? They're talking about deletion of digital evidence and et cetera. That's the kind of stuff that can be tracked. That's very black and white to a jury. So this day and age with the CSI effect, that kind of stuff goes over well. So they've gained some ground here in the case against Mr. Trump. It's not entirely duplicative of what they had. It is a superseding indictment, and it does, unfortunately for the president, add some, some substance.
Really quickly, you said the goal is to flip Carlos de Oliveira, to turn him into a witness against President Trump. There's been some suggestion that that's already been attempted. For months, they've been trying to get him to flip on President Trump, and that doesn't appear to have yet been accomplished.
Right. So this is the hammer, right? In any case like this, if you're trying to cajole a witness into coming over to your side, especially one that really seems to know the inner workings, your last card to play is what they've done, which is indict him.
So basically, it's like they're indicting him, and then it's like, hey, your indictment can just go away if you do this one small thing for us. Tell the truth and testify against the big guy. Now, again, I want to be clear about something because I think this part of the news wasn't out when they recorded this segment. But we learned after the fact, it's not just de Oliveira who was asked to destroy the videotape and the evidence of them moving the boxes on the security camera footage. There's also, it looks like the guy whose job it was to be in control of and oversee those security cameras, it looks like he's already flipped. Oh, man. This is direct quotes from Fox News, and they put it in the title here. Quote, "This is the hammer." And the evidence against Trump here is, quote, "actually quite damning." And again, this is new charges on top of all the other charges, and there was a big announcement of another indictment coming. And this, as this guy accurately points out, once you're dealing with like electronic records of stuff, that becomes sort of overwhelmingly convincing to a jury. Guys, I sincerely believe this. I think Trump is screwed. Now, remember, this is not, I'm the guy who told you Russiagate was BS. I'm the guy who told you that. I'm the guy who told you for the multiple impeachments that none of the impeachments were going to get him kicked out of office. Because you can get impeached in the House, but then when it gets to the Senate, they're not going to have the trial and you're not going to get the overwhelming numbers you need in order to kick Trump out of office. I'm the guy who told you he's not going to get kicked out of office from the impeachments. And I'm the guy that told you Russiagate is not going to get him on anything involving Russia. And I was right on those things. And now I'm telling you, I see no way of him getting out of this. I don't. I really don't. I just don't see it. I don't see it. If this was anybody else in the world, it's already over. It's already done, son. And now we're looking at the timelines and some of these trials. See, this is the crazy part. You ready for this? Some of these trials, we're going to get the conclusion to them after the Republican primary, but before the general election. So it is a very strong possibility we have Trump running for president from behind bars. Fox News, this coverage, I'm going to be honest with you guys, this coverage was not that bad, and it was pretty accurate. And they seem to realize how bad a position our big beefy boy is in. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.